Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, in this video, I'll be talking about how to create an AI agent in Copilot that will automatically scan a CV or a resume and highlight the skills required from that CV and decide and evaluate the CV, which will allow you to decide if the CV is fit for a certain skill or for a certain training position, right? So let me just go over what we're going to be talking about. First of all, what are agents or what are Copilot agents? Copilot agents are like, it's basically like virtual workers or virtual trainees that you get from university. So they're like a virtual trainee. Typically, if you get a trainee from university, they stay with you like in a co-op position for like 6 months or during the summer. You give them tasks and you tell them this is how you perform these tasks, and you give them instructions and you give them step-by-step procedures on how to execute and complete those tasks, right? For any kind of trainee, you have to explain to them what they have to do, explain to them how they have to do it, what system they have to access, and what are the specific step-by-step tasks which they have to complete. And when they complete the tasks, you review the results and then you submit it, right? So they save you hours and hours and hours from your daily workflow routine. So when it comes to Copilot agents, think of them are like trainees. So an agent basically is an application, an AI app that you create on Copilot, and you assign it a name and the tasks, instructions, and how-to steps to complete certain tasks, right? So it's more like a virtual assistant, if you will, right? Only it's much more smarter, and it can do a whole lot of work. Now keep in mind, a Copilot agent, for it to work effectively, you have to make sure you're doing something on a repeated basis. Or, for example, you are in HR and you have to go through 100 CVs to hire for 2 positions, right? For you to go through 100 CVs, you'll have to go and analyze each CV and extract the skill set required from each person, and for you to be able to decide if that person is a good fit for the position or not, which means you have to evaluate the CV. So an HR person that will hire for 2 positions. These are the tasks which they have to do. Scan through 100 CVs. Review the skills in the CVs. And evaluate if the candidate is a suitable fit for the position, right? So these are tasks, which means if you have to go through 100 CVs, it's going to take you weeks, maybe days. So now, how can you actually create a Copilot agent that can automate these things for you? Let's take a look at how we can do this. Step 1, you will need to have Copilot 365 account access, which means what? Which means this is your Office 365 account or your Microsoft M365 account, which is either your school or work account, okay? And then you have to have a license for Copilot 365, which is an individual license assigned to your account, assigned to your school or work account, okay? Which is this one right here, right? That's the M365 Copilot. Notice here on the left, you're going to see a bunch of agents. You have some ready-made agents. These were created by Microsoft as default agent, which you can use for specific purposes, analysts and researcher, right? So let's say I want to be able to create a new agent. I'll go ahead and create a new agent here. Okay, this will load up the agent configuration page. The agent configuration page gives me some items. This is the details of the icon, which represents the agent. You can actually edit it if you want. You can upload. You can put the name, or you can change the color or the icon image. You can put a name. I'll just put. You can put a description for the agent, and here is when you put the actual descriptions or instructions of what you want the agent to do. Okay. Here you put, for example, I want the agent to be able to analyze the CV or the resume and check against skill sets for digital transformation or, for example, finance or accounting. And I want it to be able to, and I want to be able to summarize the CV in like a list, a clear list, highlighting those skill sets and highlighting the experience which confirms the person has those skill sets, right? You put all this stuff here. Once you do, you go to the bottom here. Next, don't worry about all this stuff. This is all for different purposes. You go next, next, next. You go to the bottom and you put here your suggested prompt. The suggested prompt is basically the button which will appear on the agent. So whenever you upload a file for the analysis, you click on this button, and this will automatically execute the tasks and instructions which you gave this agent to complete. Right? Just like that. This way, when you click that button and upload the CV or the resume, and you hit the button, immediately the agent will go and execute all the instructions, which essentially the prompt and the steps and the analysis which you were assigned to at the time of creating the agent or the designing the agent. Okay, and here you can put 3 different buttons. You can put 3 different prompts which you can assign, which will show up here. Now I've already done this. When you finish doing this, you get this create button right here. It's going to be in blue color. You hit the button. It takes usually about 5 or 6 minutes to create the agent and add it to your Copilot side view or side pane. Okay. Now I've already done this earlier, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cancel out of this. And this is the agent which I created. Let me just go to the configuration, edit. Okay, so I called this agent Scan CV. The description, Scan CV and highlight key skills for digital transformation and project management, which means what? Which means this agent will scan for skill sets and experience in digital transformation and project management. Okay, here's the instructions which I gave the agent to do. You're an expert in reviewing CV and resumes and profiles of candidates. And then I put all the detail which I wanted to do based on the instruction set which I want the agent to complete. In this case, I wanted to be able to describe and add and mention the skill sets and the experience which the candidate completed as part of his CV and listed for me in a list view. Sometimes some CVs are 5 or 6 or 7 pages. I don't want to go through all of that. I just want to know the high level specific details about what their experience was and what the skill sets they have. And based on that experience, I want to be able to highlight that specific skill set and experience. Okay. So I've already done this. So I'm just going to go back here and test it. Okay. Now this, I'm going to click on the Scan CV created by me, analyze resume, right? So I'm going to upload a CV. Notice that whenever you upload any file to Copilot, it will upload it to your OneDrive, because Copilot needs to have access to the file. For Copilot to be able to read your file must be on OneDrive. Copilot is an internet-based app, so it has to be connected to a cloud app such as OneDrive for it to be able to read and scan your documents. Copilot cannot read your files which are stored on your desktop PC. or which are stored privately in your documents on your PC or on your hard disk. It has no access to that, which means you have to make sure if you want Copilot to be able to interact with your files, you have to store them on OneDrive. Note, Copilot also has access to your Outlook because your Outlook is stored on the cloud, and Copilot is also stored on the cloud, which means it has access to read and review all the files that you have on your cloud. Okay, so this is the button right here. Actually, let me just click on it. Analyze. Okay, and then I click Submit, and now it's going to scan the CV. From here, take a look at that. It just highlighted the skill sets related to project management and digital transformation. And here, the section, I actually gave it the instructions to list the page numbers. The page numbers from what on the CV, which you extract this information from. And here, see, it gives it to you from the Word document. This is the reference to the Word document. Here's a list of the project management skills because I asked and configured the agent to be able to highlight and list skills related to project management. And here you have the details, managing IT infrastructure, ERP, and corporate applications based on the CV. Digital transformation skills, pages 1 and 2 and project pages. It shows you the candidate, what digital transformation skills what they completed, right? ITSM skills. The candidate completed a lot of different ITSM, which is basically a technology, IT service management, based on the CV. Most recent experience with start and end dates. IT project management, BIPD, Bahrain, January to present, the experience, certifications and qualifications, right? Professional certifications, PMP, ITIL version 2, Microsoft Azure certified fundamentals, certified blockchain professional, certified blockchain expert, right? Training workshops, PMI, Microsoft Azure infrastructure certification, okay? Project completed with page numbers. Here, it actually extracted all the different projects with the candidate, which the candidate completed, and it lists them here in a clear bullet point format, right? Another project, and so on. Okay? Now, this is the part which I gave it an evaluation. I gave the instructions to the agent to actually evaluate and tell me, evaluate the CV or the resume and give me an answer whether this candidate is suited for a training position for project management. And here it says it's a strong fit. Why? This candidate has over 18 years experience in IT and 10 years experience in project management. So now it evaluates and makes the decision for me and gives me the justification for it. He's already a trainer. He conducted training as well. He's a part-time trainer at these academies. Right? This makes him an excellent candidate for project management trainer role. Now, what happened is, this specifically allows you to make an easy decision whenever you are sorting through different CVs, especially if you are tasked or you have a task of completing or reading or scanning multiple CVs. You simply upload it, hit submit, and it will give you the full assessment and the details of the skill set of the candidate, and it will give you the experience which matches the skill set of the candidate to make sure you make the right decision, right? So you're saving hours and hours from sorting through different CVs and analyzing CVs for you to make a decision if this candidate is actually a suitable fit for a position or not, simply by creating this agent and using it over and over again, okay? The second advantage of having this agent. Here, you can actually share the agent with your teammates or with your department managers or your team members. When you actually share the agent, you can enter the name of your team member and they'll be able to actually use the agent to complete their task of scanning CVs and reviewing CVs. That way, you make sure you have the same criteria whenever you are scanning and reviewing CVs to find out if they're a suitable match for the position that you have on offer, right? Another clear way. I honestly haven't tried this option yet, but I read it online from Microsoft, and they say yes, you can actually share it by putting it, by highlighting here and putting the name of the person and copying this link, and you can actually copy, the person will have access to this agent on their Copilot license, right? So this way, I'm saving hours and hours from sorting through different CVs, and specifically for me to be able to scan and extract data. Traditionally, if you have 100 CVs and you have like 4 people on your team, you have to do 25 CVs per person. You have to put a table, put a structure in place, and you have to put the names, and they have to go and discuss each option, each candidate. So this way, when I'm going through 25 CVs, I'm saving myself hours and hours because I'm allowing the agent to complete the task on my behalf based on the instructions which I gave that agent to complete, right? That's what happens. Okay. All right. I think this concludes the video. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.